Hey everyone, welcome back to Fake Nerds. I'm your host, Brian. And you might remember a few years ago, GameStop was kind of the talk of the town. It was used to fight back against more traditional investors by the more renegade investors on places like Wall Street bets. They were over leveraged, thinking that GameStop would soon be out of business. And honestly, that was not a terribly uncommon assumption. Traditional, real estate and especially places where you go like gaming stores, really any retail stores, were falling out of favor, still are, in favor of directly getting shipped stuff or getting stuff shipped from Amazon, of course. So it was not too strange for people to think that GameStop would be on its way out. So, what these and I have a video on Wicked Get Everything where I explain more about this whole process, but the too long didn't read version is these large establishments that handle a lot of money for tons of different clients, often wealthy clients, were leveraging and perhaps over leveraged on GameStop going out of business and their price for their stock going down. The non-traditional users saw this and were like, we can really take them for what they're worth. We can make a lot of money, and we can also hurt these big hedge funds who all they do is make money off of betting on people and businesses and whatnot. So that's what happened. The GameStop price went, as they say, to the moon, and it really saved GameStop as a company. However, these days, GameStop's still in a little bit of trouble. So let's see what they have over on IGN. GameStop plans to close a significant number of stores and invest into Bitcoin. GameStop announced they'll be closing more stores. This is, of course, by Eric Van Allen on IGN. GameStop has announced that it will be closing more stores and also making a change to its investment policy. The video game retailer is getting into Bitcoin as it added cryptocurrency as a treasury reserve asset. In a recent filing, GameStop confirmed that it will be closing an unspecified but significant number of stores in the fiscal year 2025. The specific set of stores has not yet been identified for closure. Around the same time, GameStop announced that its board had unanimously approved an update to its investment policy, adding Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset in the aforementioned filing. The company said that a portion of its cash or its future debt and equity issuance may be invested in Bitcoin. GameStop has not set a maximum amount of Bitcoin it could accumulate, and it may sell any Bitcoin it acquires. GameStop has gone through several rounds of closures already, per CNN. The US has seen 590 locations shut down, and overall, the count reduced to 2,325 as of February 1st. The global count stands at 3,203, down from a peak of roughly 6,000. In March 2024, the company announced job cuts, and analysts seem skeptical revenue could rebound. The Bitcoin adoption is curious, as GameStop already tried to launch a cryptocurrency wallet, which it shut down after a little over a year. Still, GameStop has also found itself at the center of a sudden stock surge. Per Axios, GameStop did trade up 15% in the late morning after the announcement of its Bitcoin plans, even as companies like Microsoft had voted down similar proposals. In some tangential GameStop news, its former magazine Game Informer was recently resurrected under Gunzilla Games. Okay, so that doesn't really have anything to do with what we're talking about here, but it's very interesting to see that despite getting a second life through this like extremely unlikely series of events that GameStop itself had no control over, had really nothing to do with it, they weren't able to capitalize in any meaningful way to keep the company moving forward and keep it profitable, successful. I mean, if you've been in a GameStop in the last few years, I mean, even in that photo on the article, you can see it, it's like nerd memorabilia more than video games. And obviously a lot of stuff factors into that. We already covered how Amazon has taken much of the, real estate in terms of like selling consoles and whatnot. I know I bought my Xbox Series S off Amazon. I know plenty of other people who bought their Steam Decks, Switches, everything else off of Amazon. Back in the day, you'd have to actually go to a physical location. And if you're already going to a physical location, you may as well go to GameStop, right? So that was kind of the thinking there. Ultimately, unfortunately, it just doesn't seem like GameStop is going to be around for the long haul, as they're taking this weird step to continue their business by investing in Bitcoin and hoping that it rises, which it could, but we're not having good business fundamentals, right? There's nothing about the company that's keeping it afloat. It's these outside factors, investors investing in it, to spite other investors, and now having to hope that Bitcoin continues to rise and rise and rise if they buy a lot of it. But they're already buying it at a pretty high price, so we'll see what happens there. But I just thought this was a very interesting turn for GameStop, a little bit of a sad turn for as much as we meme on it for not wanting to pay us for our video games, it is a part of a lot of our childhoods. And when we think about gaming, at least when I think about gaming, I think about GameStop. So just wanted to talk about this a little bit, get your feedback. What do you think about GameStop closing these stores and investing in Bitcoin? Do you think it will work? Do you think it's kind of a desperate attempt? Just let me know in the comments. We'll have a conversation. Other than that, I'm Brian. I'm a fake nerd. This has been Some Real News. Make sure you check out the channel, check out the main channel, Wicked Everything. Check out our sports channel, Wicked Good Sports, and our podcasting channel, Better Radio. I'll see you in the next one.